Hilton Coliseum in Ames, Iowa, on the campus of Iowa State University, where the 12th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners lead Iowa State by 10. And Billy Tubbs, just moments ago, having another conversation with the officials. And as a matter of fact, he's back there talking to him again. Johnny Orr's talking to Ron Zetcher. Keep in mind the Cyclones are 7-3 when out rebounding an opponent, and thus far tonight the Cyclones have outboarded the Sooners by 5.
Well, I think Billy Tubbs, I know what he's talking about because I saw in motions he came out at half, and I knew he was on that. And that was the call where Iowa State was on the rim on the offensive follow, grabbing it. He wanted the technical foul.
Well, Johnny Orr had halftime to discuss some strategy on perhaps how to slow down the Sooner Express. The Sooners 5-4 on the road this season. Keep in mind they're coming off 2 hard-fought losses. They lost at Oklahoma State 75-74, and then lost in Lawrence, Kansas 86-84. Both road losses and tough ones to swallow when you lose by 2 or 1 point.
Oklahoma has to have this game if they're going to stay in title contention to get a seed of 1 or 2. Of course, other games depending, are big game tonight, Missouri at Kansas State. But because that Iowa State lost to Oklahoma State and Oklahoma also lost to Oklahoma State, that puts them in a bad position with Missouri and Kansas for the seeds if they end up tied.
Iowa State will start with the ball in the second half on the alternate possession rule. And Iowa State goes with the same starters. Robinson and Thompkins at the guards. Greer and Schafer at forwards. Hill at the center spot. Oklahoma going with its starting 5 with the exception of Watson for Seeger. And keep in mind that Seeger has not been productive in the ball game, and Watson has 3 fouls as Jeff Greer lights it up from outside.
Well, Oklahoma opens at a 2-3 zone, and this one thing Iowa State has to do is come out and score early. Can't let Oklahoma jump out to 15 or it'll be an uphill battle the rest of the night.
Kennedy doesn't get it over Hill, but Grant is there to clean up. And it's still a 10-point gap. Robinson, 3-pointer.
Well, that'll catch up in a hurry if Elmer could get a few of those down for Iowa State. But Oklahoma, it'll be the defensive end down here. It's going to be critical again for Iowa State to stay in the ball game.
Here's a foul on Greer, and that'll be foul number 1 on the Super Junior. All Big 8 performer last year, named a preseason All-American by some publications. Certainly an outstanding performer in the Big 8 this year. He's among the top 5 scorers in the league.
Well, I'd say Jeff Greer, there's no doubt about it. He's going to be a cinch All Big 8 player again. And I think Tom Schafer is just going to be a solid second-team performer. I don't see how he could get into the top 5, but he'll be a leader in that second unit.
Harvey Grant from outside. Kansas State leading Missouri tonight 5-4 early, or 5-2 rather, early. Ball game just underway. Robinson. They won't leave him alone very long. They know he can drill from outside. Thompkins has a pass slapped away. Greer recovers.
Right idea against that zone by Thompkins. So you have to penetrate it and then kick out.
Hill short on the shot. Big Watson comes down with a rebound. And this time the Sooner Express is slowed down, but Ricky Grace drills from outside. It's only 2.
You have to respect those outside shooters for Oklahoma. The defense that time dropped way back in, and Grace just comes down, and they'll put it up from that 3-point range all the time.
Thompkins with a brick hard off the heel of the iron, and the rebound down to Greer. Schafer will try from 15.
Beautiful shot there. The defensive man came on top of Schafer, and he just pumped it up and took it down and got it down. A big block by Schafer again. They got a mismatch, 3-on-2.
Great block by Schafer, and then a good defensive effort by Oklahoma's Tim McCalister, breaking up the 3-on-2. First down at the Iowa State end.
Here comes Schafer with a big block, clean, gets it right up there. Iowa State will come out with the ball, ended up on a 3-on-2 situation, couldn't convert.
Billy Tubbs unhappy with that play. Oklahoma settling back in the 2-3 zone. Iowa State will move it around. Sam Hill with his back to the basketball, and a bad pass by Robinson. McCalister off the glass. Doesn't hit it. Grace with a follow. Schafer cleans up with a rebound.
Well, just a careless pass on the other end by Elmer Robinson again. And Schafer, a good job of using his body keep the Oklahoma man off the board.
Thompkins penetrates, draws the zone together, then flips to Greer, and nothing happens. Robinson works for the shot, dumps to Schafer. He goes to the board, and there's a foul on the shot on Grant. Schafer will have 2 coming at the line, and Grant picks up personal foul number 2.
Harvey Grant, a junior college All-American first team. As you see the play, Robinson penetrates. Kennedy almost with the steal, and Schafer, tough shot right there, but Grant gets him on the arm.
Tom Schafer, 4 out of 5 at the line tonight. And Iowa State is struggling from the free throw strike. And Billy Tubbs working on his end of the court. Tom Schafer scored 22 points against Oklahoma in Norman. He's got 15 tonight now. Kennedy almost comes down out of bounds. In to Grant. Turn around over Hill. All net. And Harvey Grant is just exploding.
Well, he's going to have a field day right there if Hill right now with those 3 fouls cannot fight him with a lot of contact to get in front. And as long as he's behind, they're going to go into Grant all night long. And Grant is a good offensive player.
Inside the paint. Schafer with a beautiful inside turnaround.
Oklahoma continues to fade and shade on Jeff Greer.
The crowd wanted traveling on Grace. No whistle and a foul inside. Kennedy pushing off. Darryl Kennedy with his 2nd personal foul of the ball game, and it'll give possession over to Iowa State. 2nd team foul of the half on the Sooners.
Darryl Kennedy with a great first half. 19 points. He's 7 out of 13 from the field and 5 out of 6 from the free throw line.
Turnovers 10-5. Iowa State.
On that zone, I think Iowa State's really going to have to move that ball quick. They're waiting for a baseline man to clear, but they can move another pass back to middle and then come back to that baseline man.
Loose ball. Shot up by Greer will not fall, and Schafer really skied for it. Robinson came up with it. He fires the 3-pointer, and Chu Kennedy drags it down. Here comes the Sooners with a 3-on-2. Grace all the way, misses it, and Gary Thompkins comes down, and we're off and running the other way. Jeff Greer.
Credit that basket to Greer all the way. He took the lane when he dished that ball off. Thompkins to Greer. He cut in and went to the middle. Had he went to the basket in that particular case, he'd have got the offensive foul.
16 points. Oklahoma lead has been cut down to 6, but Sam Hill has just been whistled for foul number 4. You lose Sam Hill, and you're just about dead in the water here at Iowa State against Oklahoma. Darryl Spinks will come in. Hill will go out. They'll save that 5th one till a little later on in the ball game. 15-12 remaining to be played, and Oklahoma's lead has been cut to 6.
Hey, bartender.
Yeah, what'll it be?
Just ask me, what do you have?
What'll you have?
Hoppin' flavor.
What'll you have?
A real bobbin' flavor. Give me a pass. A blue ribbon, pass the ribbon beer. Rockin' taste is what I favor. True blue taste is what I savor. Give me a pass. Blue ribbon, pass the ribbon beer.
You know what we like.
Who can give me the most for my trade-in?
Who wants to really deal on a new car, huh? Who can?
Oh, the Crescent Man can at Crescent Chevrolet. No one gives you more. We've got what you're looking for. More for your money, more for you to drive. The Crescent Man makes it all come alive. The Crescent Man can at Crescent Chevrolet.
17th and Ingersoll.
Tonight on segment 5, Dota's People see how a master engraver from Story County can fit the great outdoors on the side of a gun.
Also tonight, Diane Daniels continues her series of reports on teens and alcohol. We've heard a lot about how pregnant women should take care of themselves. Tonight on Health Watch, Melissa Wells says pre-pregnancy care is important too.
We're bringing you
I'm Bill Hager, Iowa's Insurance Commissioner. Do you have an insurance problem? Let us help. Write or call the Insurance Division, Lucas Building, Des Moines.
15 minutes, 12 seconds remain to be played here at Iowa State University. And right now, the Sooners, who led by 16 in the first half, now lead by only 6. And the field goal percentage about the same for Oklahoma, but picking up for Iowa State.
It'll take some good shooting here in the second half for Iowa State. You look at Billy Tubbs, he's been working the officials the entire time, and there's a stat that shows you what happens when Iowa State shoots well for the ball game. 9-1 when shooting 50%.
Darryl Spinks in there on behalf of Sam Hill, and right now also Adrian Moore, a freshman from Chicago, has been inserted into the Cyclone lineup for Elmer Robinson. Iowa State settling back to a 2-3 zone defense now.
And I think they're going that zone to help with Spinks defensively inside. Figure they can cover better than on the man-for-man. But Grant continues to knock the ball down.
Right over Tom Schafer, and Iowa State hustles it up the court. Greer brings it up the far side. If somebody would have been under there, I think maybe Greer might have taken it. Schafer wants to move on Kennedy all the way to the hoop.
Boy, Schafer has gotten that baseline about 3 or 4 times tonight, twice in a row now on Kennedy.
Grace from three-point range, he will not get it. Schafer with a rebound. Iowa State with a 3-on-2. Thompkins, coast to coast. Slams it home.
I'm telling you, Schafer gives Johnny Orr 110%. He rebounds, kicks it out, fills it, and follows it with a slam stop.
And it's down to 4, and 14,000 here are making it a constant roar. Kennedy trying to silence the crowd. Doesn't do it. Schafer down to Spinks. Thompkins down, kicks it to Greer. It's a 2-point ball game.
Well, the Sooners cooling off, not getting the shot down, which is allowing Iowa State to go on the board, rebound, and kicking it out. A couple of great plays in a row by the Cyclones.
Iowa State back in a man-to-man. Spinks fouls Harvey Grant, and that will silence the crowd, at least for now. Let's check the foul.
There's Harvey Grant going across, and there's Spinks just reaching in. You see, he's got him locked up entirely. Here's Gary Thompkins going all the way right here, all by himself on a solo. Here comes Schafer. He rebounded it, remember, on the other end, and follows it down in.
First foul on Darryl Spinks. Inbounds to Oklahoma. Kennedy slams it home, and Spinks gets another one. And Spinks with 2 fouls in 2 seconds. And this one could be a 3-point play for the Sooners.
Kennedy answering the charge for Oklahoma. Big basket.
Hugh Kennedy is 5 out of 6 at the line tonight for Oklahoma. And the Sooners expand the lead to 4. And he's trying to make it a 5-point margin. And does.
Well, Kennedy's had a great career. He's one of only four Big 8 players who rank in the top 15 in both rebounding and scoring. The other 3, Wayman Tisdale, Steve Stepanovich from Missouri, and Cliff Mealy, who played several years ago at Colorado.
Adrian Moore in a key situation for Johnny Orr now. We'll see how the freshman performs. He's been primarily a reserve all year, but boy, what a big role he's in now. Greer in traffic to Thompkins, over to Moore, and Moore is fouled. Fouled by McCalister on the wrist. It will not be a shooting foul. Iowa State will get it out. And Billy Tubbs checks the scoreboard. He's got to be worried right now.
That was a heads-up play by Moore. He went to that basketball. If he had sat back there or stood back there and waited, that ball would have been intercepted. But he did a good job of going to the pass, which is what a good player will do.
Johnny Orr wants inbounds play number 2. He finds Moore. And Moore is fouled as he goes up for the shot, comes down and dribbles it. And the foul is going to be on Ricky Grace. And it's a good thing they whistle a foul, or that might have been a travel.
No doubt about it. It had been a travel if it hadn't been for the foul. Adrian Moore, a 6'4" freshman out of Chicago, Illinois, had 2 points and 1 rebound in the Oklahoma State game. He had not played in the 8 previous ball games. So this is a new experience for Adrian Moore. And he's right in the heat of the battle.
They're going to give Moore 2 shots, saying he was in the act of shooting. And he is only a 57% free throw shooter on the year, but boy, when you need him, he pumps it down.
crucial for him right there. A young kid coming in, hasn't played much. As I said, only one game out of the last 9. To get those down, to play a lot of action here maybe in the rest of this game, that's going to be important for him to hit those 2.
What a big decision on behalf of Johnny Orr to put Sam Hill and Elmer Robinson back in the ball game in the first half with 3 fouls. He did it. They closed the gap to 10 in the first half, and now it's down to a 5-point ball game. Kennedy on the Sooner end, and Greer looking for help on the Cyclone end. Gets it to Thompkins, drives up, doesn't hit it, but a big rebound by Darryl Spinks.
Good cutaway initially on the play by Thompkins. Defense was overplaying. He cut away from the pressure, and Greer was able to lob it behind the defensive man.
Johnny Orr is really getting some play from his bench right now. Moore goes for the steal on Seeger and gets armed. Foul number 1 on Adrian Moore.
A good hustle by Adrian Moore there. Johnny Orr is not going to say anything to his freshman about that because he's hustling and giving an all-out effort.
Oklahoma leads only by 3. 12-24 left to play in the ball game, and Ron Zetcher telling the Sooner bench to sit down. He's got one reserve that's kneeling on the floor over there, not even in a chair, but the ball is tossed in. Stolen by Moore. He'll pick it up. He's going for the hoop, and a foul on Seeger.
This crowd is really picking up the Cyclones now, and they're responding.
Let's check this last foul. Is he pushing off? Well, Seeger's moving with him.
Well, he's coming through there, and he gets on the reach, I guess. Ron Zetcher making the call. I almost thought that Moore might have double dribble out in midcourt.
Well, now Billy Tubbs going with more size in the lineup. Big David Johnson replaces Ricky Grace. And when you say more size, that's really an understatement. Any game that Johnson's in. Here's Greer. And it's a 1-point ball game.
We've got a ball game now here with Iowa State and Oklahoma, and there's a big rebound by Schafer.
Out to Thompkins. Here comes the break. 3-on-1 to Greer. Doesn't get the basket, but he is fouled by McCalister. And Greer will have 2 coming at the line.
Well, Jeff Greer on a move, and normally he's going to get down. The ball went up just a little hard. But Jeff really filling the lane there and took it away. Watch Thompkins looking one way, dishing it off. Greer has to jump inside, take it around, and just a little too hard. It comes off the glass, but he'll get 2 free throws. Here's another look of it. Look at it, rather. Takes that body away. Look how he protects that ball and just bangs it up there a little too hard.
Jeff Greer, 2 of 4 tonight. He has 14 points, only 6 in the first half, so he has really lit it up here in the second. But he's having a cold night from the line, 2 of 5. Now watch the concentration on the face of Jeff Greer. Junior should be an All-American. In and out, rebound Harvey Grant. That hurt. Could have given Iowa State the lead after trailing by 16.
That stung the crowd a little bit, those 2 misses.
Kennedy wants to go inside. The ball batted out of bounds by Spinks, and now the bench gets into it. And the bench of Oklahoma shoved Darryl Spinks, and tempers heated up. And now we may have timeout called to calm everybody down. Ron Zetcher talking with Billy Tubbs. And again, keep in mind that we mentioned earlier, there is a player kneeling in front of the Oklahoma bench. Right there. See, he tries to get out of the way. But he can't get out of the way. He was not seated on the bench. He was kneeling on the sideline. And there you can see what took place.
Well, officials right there, J.C. Lambach and I think Jerry Harris moving in real quick, keeping the kids away from each other, doing a nice job.
Well, I think everybody's calmed down. Johnny Orr appears to have anyway. Everybody except the crowd. And if Billy Tubbs does not want the crowd in the ball game, he's got it now.
Well, again, the players right now, if you're a smart player, you'll be thinking about body contact because they'll nail somebody quick if there's some body contact now, some pushing and shoving.
2 attempts by Oklahoma, and Iowa State comes down with a misfire. Greer over to Moore. He eyes the basket, takes it in, and launches. Adrian Moore, and he bangs it off the glass, and Iowa State has regained the lead.
I don't know if that was the best shot in that certain situation, but it's always good when it goes in.
Now we have a pushing off foul again on Darryl Spinks. Spinks, only a sophomore, picks up personal number 3, and that's team foul number 6 against Iowa State. Ricky Grace comes back in for Oklahoma, and there's time out on the court called by Johnny Orr. 11:13 to play, and the crowd is at a roar.
Children with cystic fibrosis want to grow up. More than half of them are now living into their 20s, but that's not long enough. It attacks a child's lungs, and there is no cure, so far. But today, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is supporting the research that can soon end this disease. The money you give goes immediately to help find a cure. Give a child a chance to grow up. Accept the challenge and support the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
What would it take to get you to move your checking account to American Federal?
I don't know.
Does your bank guarantee accuracy?
Not that I know of.
American Federal does. In fact, if we make an error, we pay you $10.
My.
We call it accurate checking guaranteed.
Oh, really?
Yes. At American Federal, when you open a new account, you'll get 150 duplicate checks free. You can even earn interest and get free checking with qualifying balances.
And accurate checking?
Guaranteed.
What do you want to know about money? I'm Steve Crowley. Look for my money tips on Good Morning America and your TV station, 5 TV. It pays to watch me, Steve Crowley, on 5 TV.
Well, the record's not quite like last year, but I'll tell you, it's still exciting basketball on the Cyclone Television Network. We want to invite you back for a great season next year, as the Cyclone Television Network will be bringing you at least 10 exciting Iowa State games, including the Iowa State game. Johnny Orr's Iowa State Cyclones will be coming your way next year, right here on the Cyclone Television Network.
Field goal shooting, second half, Iowa State lighting up, 56.2. Oklahoma cruising at 50. And the scoring, well, here's the story. Iowa State leading Oklahoma by 11 in the second half. And this is something that's hard to believe. Leading in rebounding, 36-26. And
rebounding, partly responsible for Tom Schafer. We've got him unofficially right now, 14 boards in this ball game. That'd be one over his career high here at Iowa State, which is 13.
Both teams in the bonus from here on out now, each with 6 fouls. Grant against Spinks. Spinks had all ball, he thought, but the whistles do sound. And Darryl Spinks has picked up foul number 4. Keep in mind that Sam Hill is also on the Cyclone bench with 4 fouls. 11:09 to play. How long do you wait, or how long will Spinks allow Johnny to wait?
Well, he might allow Spinks to foul out of this ball game before he puts in Sammy Hill, because Sam Hill, the veteran, and more experience coming down the stretch. When it gets close, or the ball game stays close in the last few minutes. So I think he'll wait as long as he can.
Harvey Grant, 7 of 8 at the line tonight.
The other thing going right there, you see Billy Tubbs, is that he's got a team on the floor now that's played well through a stretch. You never like to upset a combination that's going well.
Grant with 23 points in the ball game. Greer looking for help, throws it away, stolen by Kennedy, and it's out of bounds to Oklahoma.
Well, Kennedy has been a force in this ball game, not only scoring, but that must be his 3rd or 4th steal.
You know, here's a big man, Gary. Kennedy standing at 6'5", 224 pounds as you look at the turnovers. And Kennedy's also one of the tops in the conference in steals.
Well, that's right. He's a sneaky type of player. He lays back and shows you a place to pass that ball, and boom, he darts in there and takes it away.
Will they go inside on Grant?
Oh, yeah.
Grant's going to go against Spinks. He doesn't hit it. Johnson, far side rebound. Foul by Schafer. And on Schafer, foul number 2. David Johnson will have 2 coming at the Sooner line.
That's a patented DJ Johnson move, as he's going to rebound. He's going to go down, pump you once, and then try and take it up strong, using his body to move you out. Schafer did not stay down on the initial fake.
Johnson only a 70% free throw shooter on the year, but he's on target tonight. 3 points in the ball game for David Johnson.
This guy over his career has gone in and out of the doghouse, but he'll come up with some great games and in some key times for Oklahoma.
Misses the second. Iowa State has a chance to move back into the lead. They trail by 1, 66-65. Oklahoma has missed only 2 free throws all night. Freshman Adrian Moore, really seeing his first key playing time, has performed well. Greer in traffic, doesn't hit it. Spinks 2 times, 3 times, it's up. Greer puts it up again, unattested.
Boy, Darryl Spinks on that board. He was up there and able to keep it alive till Iowa State was finally able to come away and tie this ball game.
Grant left open inside, misses it, puts it back up, and this time he's fouled. And if it's on Spinks, let's see who it's on. It may be on Greer. It is going to be on...
No, it's on Spinks.
Spinks. It is not on Greer. It is on Spinks. And that is all for Darryl Spinks, the sophomore from Detroit, Michigan. Just fouled out of the ball game with 4 points to his credit, but he did give a lot of relief to Sam Hill, who now comes back into the ball game, but also with 4 fouls.
Darryl Spinks showed you on that last possession down there. If he can learn to play some defense next year, he could be a very valuable player for Johnny Orr, because he showed you some quickness to the ball. He come to the floor and then boom, was right up on that glass, putting it back up on the board and keeping it alive.
Harvey Grant will go to the line. Sam Hill back in the ball game there with only 3 points tonight. Grant is 7 of 8 at the line, 23 points, and he's going right here to keep the string alive. He misses one.
Well, Harvey Grant, as I mentioned before, a junior college transfer out of Independence Junior College. He's been in double figures 21 of 26 games and 13 of his last 14. An excellent player.
Oklahoma back on top by 1, 68-67.
Key for Iowa State right now, if they're not getting out on the break, which they'd like to do, and I think that's the one thing they want to try and do, is get down and get the cheap basket. But it's on this half court. Make sure that they're coming away with a good shot.
Inside the post to Schafer. Blocked. A beautiful block. Schafer back up again. Blocked again by David Johnson. The crowd wants goaltending. So does Johnny Orr, but there is no indication. Johnny is irate. Grant loses it. Iowa State basketball. Now let's check it. Was it goaltending? Let's see it, Bob.
Well, Johnny Orr thinks it is. Here comes Schafer. He goes in there. Here comes the play. Goes call. Looks like it. Here comes the second one. He goes back. That one should have been goaltending.
First one was a good call. The second one appeared to be coming down. Iowa State trails by 1. Greer eyes the hoop, kicks it back out to Thompkins. Sam Hill.
Well, Oklahoma's giving the outside shot. Every time Greer gets the ball and looks to penetrate, there's 5 guys. You can almost put a $50 on it.
Iowa State, you'd think they'd be playing zone, but they go man. And the rebound on the misfire by Grant to Greer. Down court comes Iowa State, picking up the pace, and then Greer wisely comes back out because it was a 2-on-3.
That's smart play there.
Thompkins looking around for some help. An open man, brings it back outside, sets it up.
Maybe not a bad thing here with Iowa State in foul trouble. Use some time off the clock. If they cannot get it on the break, that's the first thing you want. But Oklahoma gets a little antsy, too, when they have to wait for the ball, and you take 30 seconds to get that shot. They a lot of times come down and start putting the ball up.
Sam Hill has 2 in a row from the same spot, and Iowa State leads by 3.
Boy, normally McCalister would probably put that shot up. This time he backs it out. McCalister has not been in this ball game. It's been an inside game tonight for Oklahoma. The guards have really not hurt Iowa State that much outside.
McCalister for 3, and it's back to a tie ball game.
You don't have to talk about McCalister not being in the game long before he just steps up and threads it.
McCalister, 9 points on 3 shots tonight. All 3-pointers. Tie ball game, 7.5 left to play. And Johnny Orr wants time. And he's having words now with one of the officials. We've got a barn burner with 7:25 to go, and it's knotted at 71.
I bought this by mail. They said it would grow hair. See any hair?
The ad said this gadget would save gas. It did. Now my car won't start. They said I could make money stuffing envelopes. I think I got taken.
Most of the time when you shop by mail, you get what you were promised. But if you don't and suspect mail fraud, call your postal inspector or local postmaster. It's our job to fight mail fraud.
We'll give those envelope guys a licking.
Don't take getting taken.
These days, everyone's talking about health maintenance organizations. And there are lots of HMOs you can turn to.
We're the HMO with personalized service.
With us, you can see any doctor, anytime, anywhere.
We're small, but we try harder. A lot harder.
And then there's Total Health Network. Total Health Network of Iowa. The only HMO affiliated with Iowa's own Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans. Healthcare coverage that wasn't born yesterday.
AIDS has come to Iowa. Get the facts you need to fight with. Call the Iowa State Department of Public Health AIDS hotline today.
71 all, 7:25 remaining in the ball game. Oklahoma and Iowa State knotted, and look at the shooting percentage. Oklahoma falling off to 44%. Iowa State constantly on the increase, up to 56.5. And here's the story. Iowa State with a 9-rebound advantage over the much bigger Sooners.
Well, that's amazing. Iowa State doing that kind of job on the boards. You see right there, Cyclones 11-3 here at Hilton. But Iowa State coming in was less than 1 rebound margin over their opponents, while Oklahoma was better than 5 a game margin in rebounding. So, and that rebounding by the kid you just saw coming out of your picture there, Tom Schafer, has been terrific. Sam Hill may continue to be a key down the stretch here with 7:25 to play, because Oklahoma zone, if they stay in there, they're really sagging. They're trying to cut off Grayer and Schafer inside, and Sam Hill may continue to get that little 15, 16-foot jump shot.
Mark Mathew and Gary Thompson live from Hilton Coliseum. And it's all up to the final 7 minutes, 22 seconds. Adrian Moore tries to penetrate. Then they find Schafer in the paint.
Beautiful pass inside by Thompkins that time. Quick pass, hit the defense before it could react.
McCalister from 3, and boy, he doesn't waste any time in launching it. McCalister with 12 on 4 3-point shots.
McCalister is a gamer. I mentioned he'd been silent now. Hadn't been much in the ball game. Now he's come down and he's ripped too. You've got to start respecting him and go out, because when it's game time, he'll take it.
Sam Hill is red hot. That's 3 in a row for Hill. McCalister again, and this time Moore finally hustles down and gets to him in time. Keep in mind, Sam Hill playing on 4 critical fouls, and he has a big assignment stopping big David Johnson.
Well, on his job right now, he's got to stay down on him and let him take the shot if he gets away.
Johnson misses. Schafer with the outbound pass. Great pass to Grayer. Oh, what a play!
That was some kind of pass. A bounce pass is the only thing that'll get through right there. A long bounce pass. Credit Grayer with great hands right there to pick it up. Because watch this pass. This is a low one. It'll skid, stay down low. Really comes up pretty good, waist high. And Grayer gets hit as he goes by. And look at that concentration as he gets it up and off the glass.
What a pass from Thompkins. Grayer at the line. The foul was number 3 on Ricky Grace. Grayer has struggled tonight at the line, but he hits the big one. Biggest lead by Iowa State was 5 in the first half. It's back up to a 4-point margin now. The Cyclones on top.
Watch and see if Oklahoma. Sam Hill's got to be careful down there. He's trying to muscle up with Harvey Grant.
Kennedy, baseline. He's been quiet for a while. Grant with position, back up and in.
Boy, Oklahoma had 2 kids on inside that position that time. Grant was there, and also David Johnson on the other side.
26 unofficially in the ball game for Harvey Grant.
Iowa State right now has to look for 3 guys, I think, offensively, and that's Grayer, Schafer, and Adrian Morse. He is showing some guts and courage. A kid that hasn't been played but about 8 minutes in the last 9 games.
The freshman drills from the corner, and it's still a 4-point Iowa State lead. Can the Cyclones knock off 15th-ranked Kansas one week, 12th-ranked Oklahoma the next? McCalister shot bounds over the backboard. It's Iowa State basketball. Substitution now. Chuck Watson comes back in for Billy Tubbs. And he'll replace David Johnson, and Billy wants timeout. Let's listen to the crowd.
From the perspective of an ant, a raindrop splash on bare earth is a major explosion. It's the first step in a destructive process that leaves mud in our roadsides, our streams, and our water supplies. Costs are much higher for cleaning up sediment than for stopping soil erosion in the first place. Help control the splash. Stop erosion. See the U.S. Department of Agriculture Soil Conservation Service.
Jim Wagner, Lincoln Mercury Nissan in Ames, is having a Sentra sale. Buy an 87 Nissan Sentra in 87 and buy it for $87 over invoice. You heard it right, $87 over invoice for a brand new 1987 Nissan Sentra, America's best-selling import car. If you're in the market for a truck, you can finance a new Nissan truck for as low as 3.9% or get as much as $800 cash back. This is a limited time offer, so hurry in to Jim Wagner, Lincoln Mercury Nissan in Ames.
You take care of everyone else's needs. Don't forget to take care of your high blood pressure.
Treat your high blood pressure. Treat yourself right.
Well, there's some former Cyclones, Ronnie Harris, Terrence Allen, Ronnie Virgil, and Lefty Moore. All former players for Johnny Orr as we have 5:04.
Put a big man with that crew and you'd have a pretty good ball club to get somebody to get the ball off the board.
Look at this story. Iowa State still in command on the rebounds, the offensive and defensive boards, leading by 9, 38-29.
Adrian Moore, he's just been sensational for Iowa State. And defensively, the last time possession down, he ducks in there, keeps the man in the middle from getting a play, one-on-one situation, and has contributed 6 points. He's done a fine job here for Johnny Orr off the bench.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you were tuned in midway in the first half, you wouldn't have believed this would be much of a ball game. Oklahoma had a 16-point lead.
Well, look, the bench has been almost non-existent for most of this season, but I tell you, the bench has really contributed here.
Iowa State by 4, and the basketball. Just under 5 minutes remaining.
Oklahoma, I was going to see, they're looking, I think, to get in a trap situation.
They may have it right here. You don't want to pick up that dribble unless you know where you're going. Here's Hill. The rebound, fought for, loose ball, picked up by McCalister. Ahead, and the fast break. Oh, what a clinic he puts on that break.
Great move, and Sam Hill right there forcing the shot a little bit. He's got to wait and take it in rhythm. He was out of his range, tried to take it in quick. He needs to, right there, wait and let the ball come to him. Keep getting that good 15 or 16-foot shot.
Thompkins kicks it back outside. 4:11 left to play. Iowa State with a mere 2-point advantage. Greer in traffic. Brings it back out. Shot clock still winding down. 18. Schafer from 2-point range.
Good ball movement. If you'll move with the extra pass, they'll get some good shots. Oh, a good block from behind by Adrian Moore.
And it's Iowa State basketball.
I tell you, Moore has made some great contributions regardless what happens in this ball game for Iowa State.
Keep in mind, the Sooners, the only team in the nation to knock off the #1 ranked Runnin' Rebels of UNLV in a highly controversial game in Norman, Oklahoma.
Again, the key here is just move the ball, let the shot open up for you.
Kansas State leading the Tigers. Schafer. Offensive foul on Schafer as he goes hard to the iron and collides with Chuck Watson. And on Schafer, that's foul number 3.
Well, you can't fault Tom Schafer, all the hustle. He'll take a big step. He has to go a long way here. The defensive man coming in, almost getting there too late. Official ruling that Watson did get there before Tom Schafer was able to leave the floor.
Watson goes to the line, hitting 2 of 2 tonight.
You know, I like to see that right there. Tom Schafer came by J.C. Leinbach, and he smiled at him and said a little something, so he's keeping his head in a good attitude.
1-1. Boy, you got to hand it to Watson.
6'7" senior from Indianapolis, coming off the bench for the year, a 78% free throw shooter. 5 points tonight and a big one right here.
You do have to hand it to this guy because he doesn't get to see a lot of playing time, but every time he comes on the court, he doesn't sit on that bench and sulk. He comes in there ready to play and usually contributes.
Schafer with 16 rebounds in the ball game.
That's a career high. He had 13 as a high before coming in tonight.
Iowa State wanting to wind down some clock time. Moore goes heavy to the hoop. Bad shot, off balance, and the rebound to the Sooners. They can come to within one if they hit here.
He's been playing so well that he's got to contain himself now.
Foul on Schafer. He doesn't like the call and reacts a little too verbally. Jerry Harris looking at him, and Schafer says, oh. And I think Tom was mad at himself there. Why did I do that?
Well, you see the action here as Iowa State into that zone. Now it'll come to Watson. He goes on the baseline side, steps in here, doesn't put the ball on the floor, and Schafer up above thinks that he gets it, but he gets the foul.
He'll send Watson back to the line, and Watson is 3 of 4 tonight. 82-79. Iowa State by 3, and Oklahoma can close to within 1. They close it down to 2. Johnny Orr looking on. He's got just about everybody in foul trouble. Hill with 4. Schafer with 4. Robinson on the bench with 3. He's saving him in emergency relief as Watson cuts it to 1. Boy, you lose Hill or Schafer right now, and it's really a tough blow with 2:52 remaining.
The thing that Iowa State has to do is have poise. The freshman Adrian Moore now has to sit in there, let the play come to Hill.
Ball stripped away from Moore. Moore comes up with it, gets it to Hill. And Iowa State dodges a bullet there.
You got to settle down right here. You're under 2.5 minutes to play right now. Not get excited. Oklahoma's trying to come out and put some pressure. They're in a 1-3-1 trap.
Schafer hard off the iron, thought he had it. It comes hard down to the hands of Kennedy. And Oklahoma now has a chance to regain the lead. McCalister short. Rebound Moore. Pulls it up, gets it down to Thompkins, and a whistle in backcourt. There's a whistle way before the attempt, and we may have a foul. We do. The foul is going to be on Darryl Kennedy, his 3rd personal. And the 1 in bonus is in effect.
You know, Johnny Orr, what I think he's telling Tom Schafer now is wait for the good shots. Iowa State is starting to get in a hurry on offense. You've got to sit there and wait for it to come to you. If they'll move the ball quick, that shot will open up. Schafer will get a pass on the wing and be able to take it up square to the basket instead of a drive and an off-balance shot.
Freshman Adrian Moore will be at the line. He's only a 57% free throw shooter on the year, but 2 for 2 tonight. Doesn't hit it. Sam Hill went high for the rebound despite having 4 fouls. It comes down to Oklahoma. Elmer Robinson checks in. Grace has a wide open road to the basket.
Boy, nobody picked up. He just went coast to coast right down the middle.
Oklahoma has regained the lead, and Greer says that's enough of that. I'm going to go to work. And it's short. And Grace down with the basketball. 1:45 to play.
Well, that's where I'd have been looking earlier with Greer. I always like to see him with his hands on the ball because he does so many things. He'll either get the shot, he'll get fouled, or up in midair, he'll find an open man.
Shot clock down to 30, and a foul inside away from the ball, and it's foul number 5 on Sam Hill. Not even close to the basketball. J.C. Limebach says Sam Hill was pushing inside, and he is done for the game.
Well, I didn't see the foul, so I shouldn't comment, but with the ball out at 30 feet, there should be no reason why you're bumping it enough to get a foul in that situation. That's a bad break for Johnny Orr's club.
Well, now, on the same play, keep this in mind. Elmer Robinson checked in for Adrian Moore, and Hill has just finished playing his final home game at Iowa State. He ends up with 9 points in the ball game. Now, was that number 5 or not? What's he out there talking about?
I'm not sure if he'd been whistled. I think he has, because Johnny Orr has Adrian Moore up there. Ron Zetcher's right there, getting him in the ball game. Sam Hill shaking his hand at the official, doesn't believe that it was the fifth, and I sure can't comment it because I didn't see it.
Billy Tubbs made a smooth move there, calls his team over there, and they use it as a timeout break, while Johnny is procrastinating what to do in his lineup. So Billy Tubbs had a little strategy session during that brief respite. And Harvey Grant, who has been deadly at the line, 8 of 10 tonight, goes back there again. Oklahoma leads by 1, 1:28 to play. And now it's a 2-point Sooner lead.
You can't rest on that free throw line. You've got to be concentrating and thinking about blocking off and saving a missed free throw right here. Not let Oklahoma get an offensive rebound off the missed free throw.
That one's going to be short. Greer comes down with it. Grant, 26 points in the ball game.
Well, Iowa State can make sure that they get 2 possessions. There's a minute 18 to go. They should be able to get 2 possessions out of the clock.
Now shot selection is critical for Iowa State.
Right there's where I think you got to move the ball quick. Keep the ball moving, and I think the shot will open up for him.
Oh, almost steps on Adrian Moore. Maybe got away with it. Robinson fakes the shot, goes cross court, skip pass to Schafer. He's within 5. Oh, tough shot. Tie ball game. Iowa State will get the basketball back, or should anyway. Shot clock at 36, game clock at 41, and Billy Tubbs wants to talk things over. It's gonna go to the wire. It's knotted at 84.
Classic flavor. What do you have? Smooth green flavor. That's what we'll have. That's what we favor. That's Blue Ribbon beer. That's Blue Ribbon. What do you have? That's forward flavor. What do you have? Rich full flavor. That's what we'll have. That's what we savor in. That's Blue Ribbon beer. What do you have?
Introducing Command from FMC. It's everything a soybean farmer has ever wanted to do to a weed in one convenient package. The only soybean herbicide that kills grasses as well as the major broadleaf weeds without damaging the crop. And it controls weeds all season long because...
Our Cyclone player of the game tonight is Tom Schafer, playing his final game before the home crowd. 27 points, 17 rebounds thus far, and the Cyclone Television Network will donate $100 to a scholarship fund that at the end of the year will be awarded to a Cyclone athlete who wishes to pursue a postgraduate education. He has played his heart out tonight.
Harvey Grant with 19 rebounds is high in the Big 8 Conference this year. Tom Schafer only 2 shy of there, and there's a big ball game. Missouri has to win to stay even with Kansas and Oklahoma, depending what they do here at Iowa State.
Always tough, winning on the road in the Big 8s. Iowa State will travel to Missouri Saturday. Kansas State has the extreme pleasure of traveling to Norman, Oklahoma Saturday.
If I was Iowa State right now, one thing I'd be thinking about, and if Adrian Moore's on McCalister, I'd be thinking about covering him only one-on-one. I wouldn't get much help, and if they're in a man-for-man situation, Iowa State, watch out for Ricky Grace on a penetration. If the defensive man does come to help off McCalister, he'll pitch out.
Shot clock at 36, game clock at 41. There's the game clock, and the shot clock is about 5 seconds shy of that. So Iowa State should get a possession. Oklahoma wanting to save for 1 shot. They're going to let it go down.
Iowa State's got to be thinking about if a ball should go through here, and I don't know their timeout situation for sure. It looks like they've got 2 left. They've got to immediately get a timeout to save that clock.
Shot clock down to 8, 7, 6,
Watch
5,
McCalister.
4, 3, 2. From 3-point range, it's no good. It's out of bounds. Iowa State with 5-point
seconds remaining. Now, do you call timeout or not?
Well, I think you'll bring the ball up court right here. Oklahoma's going to call timeout. Adrian Moore did a nice job of moving out on McCalister right there. I knew McCalister was going to get the shot. I think everybody else did. They brought him from the other side and around on the zone. And Moore did a nice job of blotting him out, taking him outside. He must have had him out at least to 24 feet.
Will the magic of Hilton Coliseum continue again? Iowa State 11-3 here against Big 8 opponents. And let's go to George Turner down at the end of the court right now for another observation. George?
We'd like to thank Oklahoma Athletic Director Donnie Duncan, Sports Information Director Mike Treps, and Coach Billy Tubbs, as well as Iowa State Athletic Director Max Urich, Sports Information Director Dave Starr, and Coach Johnny Orr for their help in tonight's broadcast. A great game.
And also, you're looking at some of the people that work on the Cyclone Television Network who bring our games to you year in and year out and all year this year. And they have done an outstanding job. And we want to say congratulations on a job well done. Keep in mind, Iowa State has won 17 of its last 21 Big 8 games here at Hilton Coliseum. They knocked off 15th ranked Kansas last week. They're working on 12th ranked Oklahoma tonight. Johnny Orr will have 5.9 seconds to let one fly. If he hits it, the Cyclones win. If they miss it, we're headed for overtime.
Well, Elmer Robinson, as the individual, has the most three-point basket. He has 23 three-point field goals, but Jeff Grayer has the best percentage by a couple of points. He's 7 out of 16.
Oklahoma with one timeout remaining. Iowa State with 2, but that's academic at this point.
Thing to see with Oklahoma, if they put pressure down here, is to make sure you handle the basketball and do not get careless. Oklahoma with quick hands. And I've seen McCalister and Grace make some big plays and steals. They're aggressive. Even though they're tied, they'll go for that steal.
Johnny Orr breaks Grayer to the basketball. He'll dribble up the court. They think that he can outrace Watson. He'll fire. And timeout called by Robinson as they get the ball in front court with 2 seconds remaining. So Johnny simply wanted to position the basketball. He'll have a chance to work one inbounds play. He'll have a shot at victory.
Well, one of the things, we can only guess what they're saying in that huddle, but what they've done before is on out-of-bounds situation. They'll set Elmer Robinson over here away from their bench, away from the ball. They'll set a double pick in the lane. Schafer will come in to set that double pick, coming to Elmer Robinson. Elmer Robinson will go down the baseline and try and get the ball coming out on the sideline. If he's not open, they'll try and pop Schafer coming off the top of that double pick. He'll pick, hesitate, and then come to the top of the circle.
So you think Schafer or Robinson will be the shooter?
Well, that's what they've been looking at before. You only have 2 seconds. You don't have a lot of time to get it to Grayer in a situation unless Oklahoma falls asleep on defense where he can get it inside and maneuver.
Now Billy Tubbs wants to make sure where the timeout was called. He checks with referee Ron Zetcher. Zetcher stands, well, about 23 feet away from the baseline and not quite to the Iowa State bench, so they will have it inbounds in the front court. Here we go. Keep in mind, remember Nebraska. Iowa State had about 6 seconds there, failed to get a shot away. Can they do it with 2 remaining? Another big factor is if Iowa State should go into overtime against the Sooners, Sam Hill is fouled out of the ball game. Robinson is sitting there with 3. Schafer has 4. And Johnny Orr wants Tubbs to break the huddle. Here we go. Thompkins will inbound. Robinson will be perched at the top of the key.
This is a different setup. It looks like it'll be Grayer off the pick instead of Robinson.
Here's the pass. Schafer, top of the lane, 15-footer.
It's good! It's good! The Cyclones win! The Cyclones have defeated 12th ranked Oklahoma. Oh! The Cyclones have beaten Kansas, Missouri, and Oklahoma, the 3
up, and he did a great job of moving the ball away from the defensive.
And Tom Schafer has sent a tremendous goodbye to the fans at Hilton Coliseum, his final game at home, and here's what happened. Let's take a look.
Well, I said to seniors, you always like to go out on a winning note when it's your last. What a game for Tom Schafer to remember. Here he is. We popped out high like we talked about. Grayer went the underside, and Schafer off the glass right there. Watch it. Right in between the two defensive men, and we know the results. We know the results to that one.
And look at his reaction. Now, Johnny Orr, here's the rest of the story. How sweet it is.
Well, that just took care of the Oklahoma Sooners as far as winning the Big 8 Conference.
And that's why Tom Schafer is our Cyclone Player of the Game. And the magic of Hilton Coliseum continues.
Well, it worked the way they drew it up. They've got this case. The Grayer is going to the baseline side and out, and Schafer pops up off the pick right there.
And this shot may also have gotten Iowa State a long way towards maybe a postseason tournament berth, maybe NIT. The Cyclones prevail by 2. Don't go away.